Hey, welcome back. I'm still working on the Fern House project. You probably think I gave up. I did not. I just haven't put any videos out for a while, but I have been recording what we've been doing, and I am getting to some pretty exciting stuff on the interior now, and I want to get back to sharing about those things. So I need to unload some of this data off my device, and I'm going to do an update reel here so you can see what has happened since the end of October. If you haven't watched past episodes, this is a 16 by 22 off-grid cabin that I'm building. I'm not a professional builder. I'm not even an experienced carpenter. I am just learning here as I go, and I'm really thankful for the help I'm receiving. On the last episode I posted, we had put these rafters up onto the building. Now I'm painting the ends because I'm planning on leaving them exposed. You'll see it. So here you can see we put purlings up on the roof in anticipation of doing tin. Josh and my neighbor Dennis helped me out with that, and with 3 of us on the project, we got through it pretty quickly. We also closed off the ends of these rafters with boards here, so that once the tin goes over there, that is locked off, solid, and I don't have to worry about critters getting in and out. I had planned to put a deck that went around the Fern House front and side, and that project needs to happen before we do anything else with the exterior, just so we have a place that's level that we can actually put a ladder and work on. This deck felt like a pretty big undertaking, and like a lot of things with this project, in retrospect, I realized there's some things I could have and would have done differently if I were doing it again, but we got through it just the same. Despite some of the frustration I had building this deck, it really brought this project to life, and the way I pictured the Fern House in my mind really started becoming more of a reality as this step of the process went along. Each day while I was down there working, I was thinking pretty hard about what I wanted to do for the railings of my deck. I knew I did not want to just have a bunch of wood all across there. For one thing, I really wanted to keep the view as open as possible, and 2, I felt like that was going to be higher maintenance in the long run. So I wanted to be minimal maintenance, and I felt like metal was going to be a better alternative. It was just kind of figuring out how I was going to use metal to create a safety rail. I decided to use the only surplus metal material I had around my property, and that was cattle panels. Now, even if I had to go buy them, they're fairly inexpensive, but I had several up at my house, left over from some makeshift goat fence that we had made, and I decided they'd be perfect for this project. But first I needed to frame each section of the railing. Even as I put this video together now, thinking about how much has been accomplished, man, since the leaves were just starting to turn. I have interior walls now, I have insulation up, I have wiring in, and I'm looking back at this and I'm thinking, wow, I cannot believe how much has happened in 2 months down there. This project has literally been like giving birth. If I really understood the scope of what I was embarking on doing, I don't think I would have ever thought I could do it. But once you're into the process, you're there and you're not getting back out of it, and you just keep doing it and you discover you can. I think creative processes are like that a lot. Whether you're building something or whether you're painting something or creating whatever it is you're creating, there's just the point where you're like, oh my gosh, I just really didn't realize. I knew that it was going to be an undertaking, but I didn't think it was going to take this much to accomplish. But you know, a good project is one that you can fall in love with enough that you can be dedicated to seeing that idea and that inspiration through and actually making it a reality. And of course, there's always something to be said for determination. Lots of determination. So these are the cattle panels that I was talking about. I had them in a couple different lengths, but they're all 4 foot tall. And they actually have, the rungs are a little closer together towards the bottom of them. And I like that little feature, so I'm including that in to my railing around the deck. So I'm just cutting out sections that'll fit into each one of those rectangles I've framed along my deck. And I think you'll like the outcome. I was pretty pleased with it. Dude.
Well, this is in the middle, so we can just move it out of there.
Should be a piece for that.
How should this go? This?
Is that alright for you?
It's gonna go in. Down
I would just hook it this way.
like that.
Yeah, that's what I would do. After all these metal pieces from the cattle panels were installed, I did cut trim pieces that Carter and his brother installed around the inside to hold that piece in place as well, and just give it a little bit more of a finished appearance. The final product is pretty sharp, and I'm sure you'll see it in other videos. I don't think I have a specific clip of it here, but I was really pleased with how the deck finished up.
Someone's muzzleloader hunting.
So the last step to the whole porch or deck project is putting a porch roof over the front door, giving a nice little spot to be able to sit out on a drizzly day, just like this one was, and enjoy the rain in the woods, because that really is something that can be enjoyed.
Is there a level up there?
Yeah, I got a level. Let me just attach. Start to attach my side. Are you on your X? Is that kind of, is it marked right?
Yeah.
It looks okay to you?
It's like right, it's like touching
In the corner?
edge.
Perfect, that's what I want.
I don't know where the studs are over here.
Go up, down. This was a really stressful time with this project. I just felt like I had my hands really full. I was essentially playing general contractor, trying to coordinate various aspects of the project. I was being my own tradesman, doing things that were new to me, knowing I had to really amp up my time put into research and learning so I knew how to do things. I also just had everything else that goes on in life going on, so I was feeling pressure, and I was also feeling pressure because I still didn't have a roof on and it just wouldn't stop raining, and I was just so sure that my cabin was gonna dissolve into a puddle of mud before I ever got to see it actually be a finished product. And getting the tin ordered and in and on that roof really was all I could think about for about a period of 2 weeks. I also had a lot of reservations about working on this project in the cold. I'm not much of a cold weather kind of gal, and I wanted to have all my outside stuff buttoned up so that I would be installing my wood stove and working on my interior in a toasty environment this winter. It did not turn out that way at all, but on the bright side, I've just spent a month of 30-degree days working down there at that cabin, thinking how beautiful it is each time I'm down there. With a pair of coveralls and a hat, I am completely comfortable, and I am embracing cold weather this winter like I never have before, and it truly hasn't bothered me. So I was worried about something that turned out not to be a problem. You can see the beautiful blue sky in the background. This was the one sunny day that was going to come before like a 4-day stretch of downpours. And I was determined beyond all else that that roof was going to go on before it got dark that night. I'm not sure I've mentioned this before, but I am not a fan of heights. So putting up this drip edge along this high end of my roof was something I was not looking forward to and literally had been like working myself up to for days. I was more than lucky to have Josh jump in and help me on the roof and get up there, and he ran around like a squirrel up there. Not me. No, this is not my comfort zone at all. There are things I am pretty slick at. This is not one of them. And I don't know that it ever will be. Originally, I was going to put shingles on this roof. I had half the shingles that would have been needed for the project available to me already. So I was just going to purchase the other half. But after talking it over with different people and considering things like snow, we all came to the conclusion that tin was probably a better option for this building site. So I went with tin. And I actually purchased discounted pieces of tin from our local building supplier. That the only thing wrong with the tin would be like paint blemishes and such. So for my application, nobody's going to know if there's a paint blemish up on that roof. I was okay with that, and the savings was a big help to my overall project budget.
chop line. So here. She's got a lot of screws to put in. So she does. I got a date with my little girl by 4 o'clock. Yeah, I think if I'm thinking about that, I think I put 6 of them up, 5 of them up here. I mean, it's getting dark inside awful fast. You better be able to turn your lights on.
Yeah.
I told you we'd get it done.
Oh, I had faith in you, baby.
You better throw me that. Make sure. Well, we'll make sure it's not ammo. You got anything scheduled for tomorrow? What's that? Alright, we need to haul stone.
It's gonna rain all Thursday night into Friday. It's gonna rain all Thursday night into Friday. So it's gonna be good and wet Friday. Well, you could consider this part 1 of what has happened at my building site since I last shared anything. There's been a lot that's happened since the roof has gone up. I did the miserable work of repairing the big wall, which when I framed it, I made some significant errors in. I've installed doors and windows. I've got my solar installed and I've rough wired the cabin. My insulation's going in. I've been working on the off-grid bathroom situation. And I am feeling like it might be possible to soon say I'm coming down the home stretch. It is really exciting to actually see something that you've pictured in your mind become a real, actual existing thing. And when I look at these videos, I think I cannot even believe that only a few months ago that was a bare spot and nothing was there. So, like I always say, I could not do it without the help of those around me, and I am super appreciative of that. So, hope this inspires you. Stay inspired, stay creative, stay outside. Good luck on your own projects. You know the deal. Like, subscribe, and I'm always open to a comment. Leave it down below.